What's up, YouTube? This is Mathos97 and welcome to the Survivor Series pay-per-view here in GM mode for SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. And this is in Chicago, Illinois, baby! This is a big event we've got taking place, a cross-branded pay-per-view, the first one since SummerSlam, the second of the series, and it will not be the last. We saw at SummerSlam, SmackDown won out. We had the better ratings for the night. We won the fan support for the week, for the pay-per-view, and we're going to do the same tonight. I guarantee it, because we're kicking off this star-studded event with tag team competition. It's a triple threat hardcore tornado tag team match with the WWE Tag Team Titles in the balance, as it is the former champions Batista and Eddie Guerrero making their way down to ringside right now. They will be taking on also former tag team champions Bret Hart and the British Bulldog, and following that, it will be our current champions, the team of Edge and Chris Jericho. So this is going to be a big matchup, the conclusion of this tag team rivalry. And, I mean, we've really done a good job with this rivalry. I mean, I tried to do something a bit different because this is actually the first time I've tried something like a triple threat rivalry between tag teams. So we had the one between Bret and Eddie, and then we had the one between Batista and Edge. And while it didn't always book into convenience, we managed to make it work. And I feel like this conclusion should earn big in the ratings, perhaps even a 5-star match. That's what I'm hoping for. I think we can do it. I mean, there's a lot of build-up for this rivalry, and with the stipulation added in, fingers crossed, I think we can get the 5-star show rating, or 5-star match rating for this one. And of course, later on, we are going to see the Cruiserweight Championship on the line between Paul London and Rey Mysterio. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to put the match times in the description, because I know I did not do that for SummerSlam, because there aren't many matches here. There's only the 3. I might, but I'm going to make the announcement. Anyway, if there is down in the description, you know what, if I'm going to make the announcement, I'm just going to do it. Match times, they will be down in the description. You can skip ahead to whatever matchup you would like. If you don't want to see the tag team matchup, well, first of all, what the hell is wrong with you? This has been building. This is going to be a huge match. But if you don't want to watch the tag team matchup, down in the description there will be the match times for the matches later on in the card. So say you want to go on to the Raw vs. SmackDown Buried Alive match, which will be the main event. Go ahead. You can go down in the description, click the timestamp, and you are on your merry way. If you're still watching, if you haven't skipped ahead to another matchup, then this is going to be big. Thank you for sticking around. And of course, we also have the Buried Alive matchup, like I was saying. You don't know who's going to be competing in it. I do. And since I didn't show you the footage of who's going to be competing in it, I'm going to keep it a secret. That's right, folks. I'm going to leave it in suspense. In the description, I'm not even going to put who it's going to be. I'm going to leave that a surprise. But it's going to be Raw versus SmackDown. That much is true. That much you should already know. But we'll get to the Buried Alive matchup later on. As we can see, Bret Hart and Chris Jericho, they're going at it. Edge and Batista going at it. Eddie, oh, thumb to the eye of the British Bulldog right there. And now a sleeper hold on Edge. And this is what's going to happen in this matchup. This matchup is going to break down very, very quickly, as it's a 6-man tornado tag team matchup. It is three different tag teams, 2v2v2. And it's just going to be absolute chaos, folks. As we've got the British Bulldog and Bret Hart. They are a tag team. We've got Jericho and Edge. We've got Eddie and Batista. But right now, I mean, it's a miracle that this match has stayed in the ring as long as it does, because, well, I spoke too soon, because this is what happens in these hardcore tag team matches. This match will break down. Everybody goes to the outside, and this match, well, it really does get hardcore. But right now, we have the British Bulldog. He's got a steel chair. Eddie Guerrero's got a steel chair. Batista and Edge, they're going at it in the ring. Edge now has a steel chair. And Eddie, whoa, look at this. Lasso from El Paso from Eddie Guerrero. And he's got the submission hold locked in, looking to force Bret Hart to tap on the outside. And I hate to be the referee in this situation. I mean, how can you possibly see a submission hold from that far away? I mean, like, how can he even see? The apron should be blocking him. If Bret taps, how's the ref going to know? But there's only so much the ref can do, to be honest. I mean, with so much going on, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if the referee botched something, perhaps a pin count or a submission. Because, I mean, there's so much going on. How can one man possibly keep track of all 6 of these superstars when they're moving around all over the place? You've got 2 in the ring, 4 outside the ring. British Bulldog, he's up in, like, the northern section. We've got 2 guys over in the right side. I mean, this is just so much going on. The referee, a matchup like this where you actually do have to count a pinfall, it's not like a tables match or a ladder match. It's actual pinfall and submission. I mean, this is one point. I know the referee, he's not exactly perfect. He makes a lot of mistakes, but honestly, you got to feel for the guy. This is a very, very tough thing to try to do. Very tough match to try to call. See, look at this. A roll-up by Jericho. 1, 2. Okay, so Bret may have kicked out before a 3 count, but the referee, he was trying to keep an eye on the submission hold. Eddie now with a roll-up. 1. Kick out by by the British Bulldog at 2. But there's only so much one man can do. I feel like we should have a special enforcer here or something, some other referee or somebody just to kind of keep track of what's going on. Maybe that's why WWE don't have these tag team matches anymore, because it's so hard to keep track of. I don't know. But right now we have Jericho with just choking the British Bulldog out with that 2x4. Not using the barbed wire yet, thank goodness. Hopefully that barbed wire does not get used. We'd like to keep this match as humane as possible. But Bret and Eddie now continuing to go at it. British Bulldog and Jericho in the ring. Batista now perhaps looking to go over and save Eddie from this submission attempt. And that is just what he does. But as I was saying, yes, we do have I do have plans with GM mode. Not sure exactly where I'm going to conclude. I can't remember. Like, I've done so many commentaries today that they're all blending together. I'm pretty sure it was the last episode I discussed this. Might have been this. Yeah, it was probably the last episode. But at the very least, my plan is to get to Armageddon before 2K16. At most, it'll probably be the Royal Rumble. And I would really like to get to the Royal Rumble, because that means I'd be around 50 episodes in, and that would be really good progress. But also, now's the time I kind of want to talk a little bit about 2K16, as I tend to do in these videos when the new information gets revealed. We got another roster reveal. We have the Legends now being revealed, which is cool and all. More towards the Austin Showcase, which is, it's something new to see. Definitely gives a different sort of variety with Legends. Like, we got Haku. That's something we typically don't have, as opposed to just getting the same Legends all the time, like The Rock, Stone Cold, Hogan, Taker, that sort of thing. It's funny I would mention Hogan because he's not even going to be in the game. But whatever, you know what I mean. I just hope that Corey Graves is in the game, and that's me being kind of selfish because I use him in my universe mode. But I really hope Corey Graves is in the game, like, because Santino Marella was confirmed, his model was already scanned, so they put him in. So I would imagine Corey Graves will be in the game, which is cool. That's awesome. But I do like where this roster is going so far, and I'm in the process of, like, planning out what I'm going to do with these guys, thinking up storylines and such for all these superstars, and I'm in the process of that. So I think I've got a good sort of idea as to how I'm going to use the majority of these superstars. Hopefully it all pans out like I would hope it would. But then, of course, once we complete this series, we've got 07 GM mode that's going to be starting up. I'm not positive still if I'm going to do my career. Because last year's My Career mode didn't impress me too much, and I don't really want to be, like, retracing my steps. So I'll give it some thought. I still need to think about it. Need to see more details about what exactly My Career mode has before I decide whether or not to do a series on it. But that possibility is still out there. Although, even if I do a My Career series, I'm not going to forget about GM mode. I will make sure that at the very least, after a month of doing Universe and perhaps My Career mode, that I do bring back GM mode, because I don't want to just leave it hanging there for too long. So I will try to bring that back, perhaps around the end of November, because the game would be coming out at the end of October. That's about a month, maybe beginning of December at the latest. So GM mode, expect it not really to go. I mean, it'll be gone for a little bit, but not for too long once we do get to that point. But for now, obviously, GM mode is more of the main focus I have right now, because like I said before, Universe Mode, I have a set date where I'm going to end the series, and I want to end on the pay-per-view. So once I get to that pay-per-view, I won't be able to upload any more Universe Mode until 2K16. So what the plan is to put more emphasis on the GM mode, and then I also have the Pokemon series, which I can kind of upload in between. Perhaps even have some days where I do double uploads. That would be cool, but no promises. Like, whatever I say, I'm not making any promises. But anyway, I don't really have like a specific topic to really talk about at the moment as this matchup goes on. I can really only talk about the match at this point. Although, we are getting to the end of the calendar year, we do have, of course, the Royal Rumble will be coming up. That's going to be huge. If, like, I would like the road to WrestleMania. Like, if I'm going to do that, I would rather that be all together. So maybe, like, I'll stop the episode before the Royal Rumble, and that'll be kind of like where I come back. Not sure exactly how I'm going to do that, but Jericho just delivered a DDT with the steel chair to Bret Hart into the cover. 3 count, that is it, folks. Jericho and Edge retain the tag team titles here at Survivor Series. And even though the tag titles have been kind of a hot potato as of late, they've been going from Batista and Eddie to Bret and the Bulldog, then back to Jericho and Edge. Well, they retain the titles here tonight, and they will remain your tag team champions here in the series. Great victory here for Edge and Chris Jericho, as now we move on to the next matchup of the evening. This one is for the Cruiserweight Championship of the world. And here is our challenger, the #1 contender, 619 City here, Rey Mysterio. Of course, I don't even know what I'm saying. 619 City, what is that? Well, that could be where Mysterio's about to take Paul London to, if he has any hopes of winning this matchup and perhaps capturing his first ever Cruiserweight Championship here in the series. Rey Mysterio, of course, being brought over from Monday Night Raw prior to the No Mercy pay-per-view. So, Mysterio, I mean, really, since he's come over here, it's been a bit of an adjustment period for both him and Jericho. But we saw that Jericho was able to attain success fairly quickly. He's tag team champion. So Mysterio, perhaps it's his time to become Cruiserweight champion. That could be the case, but he's got to go through this man, Paul London. And Paul London, it took him a long time to get to that Cruiserweight title. He had to go through superstar after superstar. It took him month after month of just building himself up until he was finally ready to become #1 contender. He defeated Christian and won the Cruiserweight title. And just, it would be kind of anticlimactic if he would lose it just like that. But Mysterio, he could be the man who could end Paul London's reign as Cruiserweight champion. But one thing we should expect to see here tonight, this is a TLC match, of course. Gotta throw a stipulation on it because it's the pay-per-view. That's how we just crush everybody in the ratings for the pay-per-views. That's why we knock everything out of the park, because it's the pay-per-view. You gotta do something special, something spectacular, and that's what we're doing. So, one thing we can expect from this matchup, we can expect it to be very fast-paced, lots of high-flying moves, lots of quick counters and reversals. Everything is going to be fast-paced in this matchup, and because that's just the type of style these Cruiserweights use. And Rey Mysterio and Paul London, well, look at this. Mysterio, a springboard, and he took him down with a head scissor right there, even took the ladder out for good measure. I almost feel like perhaps all these instruments of torture being in this matchup might even just hinder their style of offense. They might not even use the weapons because, you know, they might just get in the way. As we see right now, Mysterio just took London down. Look at this. Oh, a nice exchange. Oh, Mysterio sweeps out the legs of Paul London. Now to the top rope. Look at this. Corkscrew moonsault. As Mysterio going high risk for a high payoff. Oh, and he went for the steel chair shot. London caught it, though. And now Mysterio gets clocked in the face with that steel chair. And now Paul London locking in the surfboard stretch here. But Mysterio, obviously, I don't understand why it didn't even give the submission option. This is a pinfall submission matchup. I don't understand this game sometimes. I really don't. It's a TLC match, which in this game is pinfall submission, but maybe it's just pinfall. I don't understand. I don't know. Anyway, so Paul London, now a bit of turnabout's fair play as he sweeps out the legs of Mysterio. Mysterio, though, catches a punch from London And now it's Mysterio. He's got him. But Paul London able to create some distance. Sets up the table. What is Paul London going to do here? Mysterio's in trouble. Paul London, DDT! And he just broke Mysterio through that table right there. And now slams him down on the ladder. Look at this. Scoop slam now onto the ladder. Paul London utilizing those weapons to full effect to inflict the most amount of damage possible with each move on Rey Mysterio. And now London back inside the ring. Delivers a nice knee to the gut of Mysterio. And now tosses him off the ropes. Mysterio bounces back. And it's really tough to do the grapples in this game. Like, if you throw somebody off the ropes and try to grab them. Because sometimes you get the quick grapples, and then sometimes you get the ones that take a little while. And it's really tough to time sometimes. But, you know, it's just Irish whipping in the older games is really weird. Like, in this game, you got to grapple them, and then you hit triangle, and you throw them off the ropes or into the turnbuckle. In 2007, it's kind of weird as well. In the newer games, it's really easy because you can just hit circle, and then they bounce off the ropes. You hit a button, boom, you grapple them, or boom, you strike them. But it's really kind of tough to do in these older games, like the way the Irish whipping and the running is set up. It's very, very difficult sometimes to pull off some of those running moves. Oh, but look at this. Mysterio with a roll-up. But Paul London kicks at it before even a count. And it's like I was saying, this match is fast-paced. Quick kickouts as well as quick reversals. Mysterio now. Nice knee to the gut. Look at this. Swinging neck breaker in the back of Paul London's head, bouncing off that ladder, that aluminum ladder. As Mysterio now takes the ladder to the outside, but Paul London, well, he's going to bring a table back in instead. Mysterio, he's getting the table out of this. Mysterio does not want the weapons to be implemented. And as we've seen, oh, look at Paul London. Paul London throwing his body on the line. Mysterio was trying to get back inside the ring. And then Paul London, just with that cannonball, just absolutely collided with Mysterio and took him out. As now he ducks underneath. Mysterio back inside the ring. Mysterio does not want to use the weapons because Paul London has been utilizing those weapons to great effect. So Mysterio, he wants them out of the ring. As now he's looking to grab London here. Counter from London. Ducks behind. Look at this. The dragon suplex into the cover. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. Paul London retains the Cruiserweight Championship. And here we go. We're in the main event. Unfortunately, there were no entrances, which really, really blows. It really sucks. I hate it. But nonetheless, it kind of took away a bit of the presentation of this matchup. But nonetheless, it's a buried alive match. Benoit representing SmackDown, and the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels representing Monday Night Raw. So here we go. Raw versus SmackDown at its finest, folks. One of these superstars will be buried alive. As we see now Benoit gaining the upper hand early on as he drives the elbows into the gut of Shawn Michaels. This is Chris Benoit representing SmackDown, and I gotta say, I was talking about Kurt Angle in the last episode about how he really betrayed us. Chris Benoit, I feel like there's a lot of trust between him and SmackDown management for Benoit to be put in this matchup. I mean, you're representing your entire brand. The GM, they're not just going to pick somebody willy-nilly. It's got to be somebody who you can count on, somebody you can trust who can get the job done. And evidently, the GM figured that Chris Benoit was that superstar. As right now, oh, Michaels rakes the eyes. We'll look at Benoit here. He's got him. Oh, throws him into that barricade. What a move by Benoit. Utilizing the environment, using what's around him. And now a dragon leg sweep as he takes Michaels down. And now Benoit up on the barricade, looking to go high risk here. But he missed. He overshot that one a little bit. As now Michaels, he's trying to get Benoit up at that casket at the top of the ramp. He wants to end this matchup quickly. As we see now Michaels, counter from Benoit. Oh, look at this. German suplex onto the floor. No. Michaels was able to land on his feet. Wow. Oh, but now a swinging neck breaker by Benoit. And just imagine if you get dropped on the back of your head from a German suplex onto the concrete floor. I mean, there's no padding over there. Here, there's a little bit of padding, which can somewhat cushion your fall. Not much, but it's still enough to perhaps save your career. As Benoit now relentless with these steel steps. Oh, shot to the gut. And boom, right to the skull of Shawn Michaels with the steel steps. Benoit now, what's he going to do? He's back inside the ring. And now he's going to pose for the fans, get the crowd on SmackDown's side, as this is a very split audience here, folks. This is a cross-branded pay-per-view. Fans of both Raw and SmackDown in attendance. It is very much a competitive vibe, a competitive environment here tonight. Oh, well, look at this. Benoit. Look at this. He's got Michaels. Back suplex right onto the arm. And now Benoit going to the top rope. Looking to go high risk for a high reward. And he just barely connected there with that elbow drop. Just caught a glancing blow on Shawn Michaels. But now Benoit. Look at this. Oh, counter from Michaels. As Benoit tosses Michaels over the top rope. Covers a bit of stamina there. Oh, and a huge punch drops Michaels down to the floor. As this matchup continues, it appears as though Benoit has managed to maintain his steady offensive onslaught on Shawn Michaels. And now a backbreaker right there to the Heartbreak Kid. As SmackDown has just been in firm control from the beginning in this matchup. And a German suplex out onto the floor. Luckily enough for Michaels, it was with that small bit of padding. Unlike what the original German suplex could have been if Michaels hadn't landed on his feet a few minutes ago. But now Michaels shot to the back of Benoit as he's got him up here for a back suplex. And again, Benoit with a counter. Benoit not letting Michaels see the light of day with his offensive attack. And Benoit now, what's he going to do? As he tosses Michaels there onto the announce table, things are going to get extreme. We saw the announce table did not bode well for Benoit at the last pay-per-view. But Benoit takes down the arms and a leg drop to the arm. And, wow, that was a pretty fragile table. But nonetheless, Michaels put through the table. And Benoit now, oh, he's backing away. Oh, we know what these two are doing. We're going to see the casket come into play now. Both of these men, they're thinking the same thing. It's about time we get that casket involved. And here we go. They're up on the ramp now. Michaels trying to go on the offensive. Tossing Benoit up the ramp. And there's that casket right there. You can see that raised edge, or that raised platform. Oh, German suplex from Benoit. Oh, but he's not done. A second German. And here's Benoit with 3 German suplexes for good measure. You can see that little raised plateau there as Benoit, he's perched up on it, looking for an elbow drop, but Michaels just able to scurry out of the way. And right there is the casket. We even got a shovel there, perhaps to give these superstars a bit of a helping hand in burying their opponent alive. And that's what's cool. We get a buried alive match. It's not something we typically see. It's definitely not something we've seen for quite some time in a WWE game. And it's cool how it's implemented in GM mode like this, that such a stake is put up for grabs with such a severe match like this. As we see now, Benoit, counter from Michaels, elbow to right to the face, right to the nose of Chris Benoit. Could have broken his nose with that one. Michaels now up on the plateau here. Benoit, is he going to join him? Michaels has that shovel, but Benoit not going to let him use it. And now Benoit, oh my God! Never did I think somebody would use the shovel as a weapon, but I mean, wow, Michaels, he just got completely leveled in the face with the edge of that shovel. He's got to be busted open. I mean, wow. I mean, I suppose there are typical items that you wouldn't expect somebody to use as a weapon that superstars use all the time, but now a shovel? I mean, I guess, well, one way or another, one of these superstars is going to get buried, both figuratively and literally, very, very literally. But look at this, back and forth, these two men were trading. Oh, wait, Michaels choking out Benoit with the shovel. And I think Benoit's out. I think Benoit has just been choked out by that shovel, as Shawn Michaels now dragging Benoit over by the casket. Oh no, Benoit, you can't do this. SmackDown, you're fighting for SmackDown. No! Michaels trying to toss Benoit into the casket. Oh, and he's in. Now all he has to do is shut the casket door and the lid. And yes, he does. Benoit, well, I kind of botched that. I kind of botched that ending a little bit. Yeah, I should have practiced with Buried Alive first. I kind of forgot the mechanics, so that's how that goes. And Benoit has just been buried alive. Well, that's not good for SmackDown's image. No, that's not good. And we have Shawn Michaels standing overhead, just watching, celebrating his victory. And Monday Night Raw, well, they're gonna be hyping that one up, that they just defeated SmackDown. Oh boy, oh no. But hey, at least we did win the fan support. We did gain plus 225,000 fans. But Shawn Michaels laid Chris Benoit to rest, gaining Monday Night Raw the number 30 entrant into the Royal Rumble. And Benoit has not been heard of or seen since. And that's a bit worrying. That's a bit worrying that one of our top superstars was just buried alive. But I guess that is the risk that we run by putting somebody like that, the caliber of a Chris Benoit, in that matchup. Is that, well, if they should lose, they get buried alive. Oh well, that's unfortunate. Let's go ahead and take a look at the ratings. We did get a 4.5-star pay-per-view rating. We had a 5-star for the tag team match, 4-star Cruiserweight, 4.5-star Buried Alive. So we did defeat Raw in the ratings. And yes, as we can see, the aftermath. Raw wins the Buried Alive, the last entry, and Benoit mysteriously disappears. And yeah, they actually mean literally. I don't have Benoit on my roster page. He's literally not there. This is, I didn't know that actually happened. So I don't know how long Benoit is going to be gone for. I did not know that Benoit would disappear. Like, I thought it was just all the hype. It was just hyping it up as like, oh, this match is buried alive. No, he was literally buried alive. He is not coming back. Or maybe he is. I don't know. I don't know how long he'll be gone. Oh joy. That's definitely reassuring. I tried to see if I could like sign somebody, but no, he's still on the roster. I just can't use him. So that's first we lose Kurt Angle, and now Benoit is gone. He's been buried alive. I guess that's what I get. That's what I get for not studying the Buried Alive matchup beforehand. But anyway, that is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed the pay-per-view. And until next time, keep on YouTubing.